Welcome to Wonderslate. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for more updates. Topic for today's quiz is Constitution and Political System. Question number 1. What is not explicitly states in the Constitution of India but followed as a convention? Option A. The Finance Minister is to be a member of the lower house. Option B. The Prime Minister has to resign if he loses the majority in the lower house. Option C. All sections of India are to be represented in the councils of ministers. Option D. If both the President and the Vice President demit office simultaneously before the end of the tenure, Speaker of the lower house of the Parliament will officiate as the President. The correct answer is Option D. If both the President and the Vice President demit office simultaneously before the end of the tenure, Speaker of the lower house of the Parliament will officiate as the President. PM resigns if he loses the majority in the House is a convention and not mentioned in the Constitution. Unlike the President, the Prime Minister does not have a fixed tenure. The full term of the Prime Minister in 5 years, which coincides with the normal life of the Lok Sabha. However, the term can end sooner if he loses the vote of confidence in the lower house. So, it can be said that he remains in power as long as he enjoys the confidence of the Lok Sabha. The Prime Minister can also resign by writing to the President. There are no term limits on the office of the Prime Minister. Question number 2. Which one of the following was not proposed by the 73rd Constitutional Amendment in the area of Panchayati Raj? Option A. 30% seats in all elected rural local bodies will be reserved for women candidates at all levels. Option B. The states will constitute their finance commissions to allocate resources to Panchayati Raj institutions. Option C. The Panchayati Raj functionaries will be disqualified to hold their offices if they have more than 2 children. Option D. The elections will be held in 6 months' time if Panchayati Raj bodies are superseded or dissolved by the state government. The correct answer is Option C. The Panchayati Raj functionaries will be disqualified to hold their offices if they have more than 2 children. Option C is not mentioned in the 73rd Amendment Act, but this norm is applied in Haryana, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, and Andhra Pradesh. Question number 3. Which one of the following schedules of the Constitution of India contains provisions regarding the Anti-Defection Act? Option A. 2nd Schedule. Option B. 5th Schedule. Option C. 8th Schedule. Option D. 10th Schedule. The correct answer is Option D. 10th Schedule. The 10th Schedule was added by the 52nd Constitutional Amendment Act, 1985. It provides for anti-defection law. Question number 4. The Constitution of India recognizes Option A. Only religious minorities. Option B. Only linguistic minorities. Option C. Religious and linguistic minorities. Option D. Religious, linguistic and ethnic minorities. The correct answer is Option C. Religious and linguistic minorities. The Constitution of India recognizes religious and linguistic minorities under Articles 29 and 30, cultural and educational rights. However, it does not define the term minority. Question number 5. The 73rd Constitution Amendment Act, 1992 refers to the Option A. Generation of gainful employment for the unemployed and the underemployed men and women in rural areas. Option B. Generation of employment for the able-bodied adults who are in need and desirous of work during the lean agricultural season. Option C. Laying the foundation for strong and vibrant Panchayati Raj institutions in the country. Option D. Guarantee of right to life, liberty and security of person, equality before law and equal protection without discrimination. The correct answer is Option C. Laying the foundation for strong and vibrant Panchayati Raj institutions in the country. 73rd Amendment Act added 11th Schedule to the Constitution and Part 9, which provides for the Panchayati Raj system. Question number 6. Which article of the Constitution provides that it shall be the endeavour of every state to provide an adequate facility for instruction in the mother tongue at the primary stage of education? Option A. Article 349. Option B. Article 350. Option C. Article 350. A. Option D. Wonderslate 351. The correct answer is option C. Article 350. A. Article 350A was inserted by the 7th Constitutional Amendment Act 1956. It says it shall be the endeavour of every state and of every local authority within the state to provide adequate facilities for instruction in the mother tongue at the primary stage of education to children belonging to linguistic minority groups, and the President may issue such directions to any state as he considers necessary or proper for securing the provision of such facilities. Question number 7. Which one of the following statements correctly describes the 4th schedule of the Constitution of India? Option A. It lists the distribution of powers between the Union and the states. Option B. It contains the languages listed in the Constitution. Option C. It allocates seats in the Council of States. Option D. None of them. The correct answer is option C. It allocates seats in the Council of States. The 4th schedule allocates seats in the Council or States, that is Rajya Sabha. Question number 8. If a new state of the Indian Union is to be created, which one of the following schedules of the Constitution must be amended? Option A. First. Option B. Second. Option C. Third. Option D. Fifth. The correct answer is option A. First. First schedule contains names of the states and union territories. That's why it should be amended if a new state is created. Question number 9. Which one of the following amendments to the Indian Constitution empowers the President to send back any matter for reconsideration by the Council of Ministers? Option A. 39th. Option B. 40th. Option C. 42nd. Option D. 44th. The correct answer is option D. 44th. 44th. Before the 42 MD Amendment, Article 74(1) stated that there shall be a Council of Ministers with the Prime Minister at the head to aid and advise the President in the exercise of his functions. However, there was a slight ambiguity about whether the advice of the Council of the Ministers is binding on the President. 42nd Amendment of the 42nd Constitutional Amendment 1976 made it explicit that the President shall act in accordance with such advice. The amendment went into effect from the 3rd of January 1977. The 44th Amendment, 1978, however, added that President can send advice back for reconsideration once. But if the Council of Ministers sends the same advice again to the President, then the President must accept it. The amendment went into effect from the 20th of June 1979. Question number 10. The 93rd Constitution Amendment deals with the option A. Continuation of reservation for backward classes in government employment. Option B. Free and compulsory education for all children between the age of 6 and 14 years. Option C. Reservation of 30% posts for women in government recruitments. Option D. Allocation of more number of parliamentary seats for recently created states. The correct answer is option C. Reservation of 30% posts for women in government recruitments. According to the 93rd Amendment, every child of the age group of 6 to 14 years shall have the right to free and compulsory education. No child is liable to pay any kind of fee or capitation fee or charges. A collection of capitation fee invites a fine up to 10 times the amount collected. Question number 11. The purpose of the inclusion of Directive Principles of the State Policy in the Indian Constitution is to establish option A. Political democracy. Option B. Social democracy. Option C. Gandhian democracy. Option D. Social and economic democracy. The correct answer is Option D. Social and economic democracy. The purpose of Directive Principles of State Policy is to establish the social and economic democracy. Political democracy is established by the fundamental rights. Question number 12. Which one of the following articles of the Directive Principles of the State Policy deals with the promotion of international peace and security? Option A. 51. Option B. 48A. Option C. 43A. Option D. 41. The correct answer is Option A. 51. It comes under the Directive Principles of State Policy under Part 4 of the Constitution. Article 51 states that the state shall endeavour to promote international peace and security. Question number 13. The 9th schedule to the Indian Constitution was added by Option A. First Amendment. Option B. 8th Amendment. Option C. 9th Amendment. Option D. 42nd Amendment. The correct answer is Option A. First Amendment. 9th schedule was added by First Amendment Act of 1951, which relates to land reforms. Question number 14. Under which article of the Indian Constitution did the President give his assent to the Ordinance on Electoral Reforms when it was sent back to him by the Union Cabinet without making any changes, in the year 2002? Option A. Article 121. Option B. Article 122. Option C. Article 123. Option D. Article 124. The correct answer is Option C. Article 123. President can issue ordinance under Article 123. Question number 15. Under which article of the Indian Constitution did the President make a reference to the Supreme Court to seek the court's opinion on the constitutional validity of the Election Commission's decision on deferring the Gujarat Assembly Elections in the year 2003? Option A. Article 142. Option B. Article 143. Option C. Article 144. Option D. Article 145. The correct answer is Option B. Article 143. Article 143 provides power to the President to consult the Supreme Court. Question number 16. Which one of the following articles of the Indian Constitution provided that it shall be the duty of the Union to protect every state against external aggression and internal disturbance? Option A. Article 215. Option B. Article 275. Option C. Article 325. Option D. Article 355. The correct answer is Option D. Article 355. According to Article 355, it shall be the duty of the Union to protect every state against external aggression and internal disturbance and to ensure that the government of every state is carried on in accordance with the provisions of this Constitution. Question number 17. Which of the following constitutional amendments are related to raising the number of members of Lok Sabha to be elected from the states? Option A. 6th and 22nd. Option B. 13th and 38th. Option C. 7th and 31st. Option D. 11th and 42nd. The correct answer is Option C. 7th and 31st. 7th Amendment Act 1956 provides for the composition of the House of the People and readjustment after every census. 31st Amendment Act 1973 provides for raising the upper limit for the representation of states in the Lok Sabha from 500 to 525 and reducing the upper limit for the representation of union territories from 25 to 20. Question number 18. Which one of the following schedules of the Indian Constitution lists the names of states and specifies their territories? Option A. First. Option B. Second. Option C. Third. Option D. Fourth. The correct answer is Option A. First. The first schedule of the Constitution deals with the list of states and union territories. Question number 19. Which one of the following statements correctly describes the fourth schedule of the Constitution of India? Option A. It contains the scheme of the distribution of powers between the Union and the states. Option B. It contains the languages listed in the Constitution. Option C. It contains the provisions regarding the administration of tribal areas. Option D. It allocates seats in the Council of States. The correct answer is Option D. It allocates seats in the Council of States. The fourth schedule allocates seats in the Council of States, that is Rajya Sabha, Upper House of Parliament. Question number 20. Which one of the following articles of the Constitution of India says that the executive power of every state shall be so exercised as not to impede or prejudice the exercise of the executive power of the Union? Option A. Article 257. Option B. Article 258. Option C. Article 355. Option D. Article 358. The correct answer is Option A. Article 257. Article 257 in the Constitution states that the executive power of every state shall be so exercised as not to impede or prejudice the exercise of the executive power of the Union, and the executive power of the Union shall extend to the giving of such directions to a state as may appear to the Government of India to be necessary for that purpose. Question number 21. Which article of the Constitution of India says, no child below the age of 14 years shall be employed to work in any factory or mine or engaged in any other hazardous employment? Option A. Article 24. Option B. Article 45. Option C. Article 330. Option D. Article 368. The correct answer is Option A. Article 24. Article 24 of the Constitution states that no child below the age of 14 years shall be employed to work in any factory or mine or engaged in any other hazardous employment. Question number 22. The Constitution 98th Amendment Act is related to Option A. Empowering the centre to levy an appropriate service tax. Option B. The Constitution of the National Judicial Commission. Option C. Readjustment of electoral constituencies on the basis of the population census 2001. Option D. The demarcation of new boundaries between states. The correct answer is Option B. The Constitution of the National Judicial Commission. The Constitution 98th Amendment Bill, 2003, seeks to constitute a National Judicial Commission, NJC, by including Chapter 4A in Part 5 of the Constitution, which will be in charge of appointing judges to the higher judiciary and for transferring High Court judges. Question number 23. Who among the following was the chairman of the Union Constitution Committee of the Constituent Assembly? Option A. B.R. Ambedkar. Option B. J.B. Kripalani. Option C. Jawaharlal Nehru. Option D. Alladi Krishnaswamy Iyer. The correct answer is Option C. Jawaharlal Nehru. Chairman of different committees of Constituent Assembly, Union Power Committee, Jawaharlal Nehru. Drafting Committee, B.R. Ambedkar. Flag Committee, J.B. Kripalani. Fundamental Rights and Minority Committee, Vallabhbhai Patel. Jawaharlal Nehru was the chairman of the Union Constitution Committee. Question number 24. Which one of the following subjects is under the Union list in the 7th schedule of the Constitution of India? Option A. Regulation of labor and safety in mines and oil fields. Option B. Agriculture. Option C. Fisheries. Option D. Public health. The correct answer is Option A. Regulation of labor and safety in mines and oil fields. Agriculture, Entry 14, Fisheries, Entry 21, Public Health, Entry 6, are in the state list. Regulation of labor and safety in mines and oil fields are in the Union list under Entry 55, Art 246. Question number 25. What does the 104th Constitution Amendment Bill relate to? Option A. Abolition of legislative councils in certain states. Option B. Introduction of dual citizenship for persons of Indian origin living outside India. Option C. Providing quota to socially and educationally backward classes in private educational institutions. Option D. Providing quota for religious minorities in the services under the central government. The correct answer is Option C. Providing quota to socially and educationally backward classes in private educational institutions. The Indian Parliament has passed the 104th Constitution Amendment Bill, providing reservations for the socially and educationally backward classes, besides the scheduled classes and scheduled tribes, in all private aided and unaided educational institutions. Question number 26. Which one among the following commission was set up in pursuance of a definite provision under an article of the Constitution of India? Option A. University Grants Commission. Option B. National Human Rights Commission. Option C. Election Commission. Option D. Central Vigilance Commission. The correct answer is Option C. Election Commission. Superintendence, direction, and control of elections to be vested in an election commission under Article 324. Question number 27. Which of the following Constitution Amendment Acts seeks that the size of the councils of ministers at the centre and in a state must not exceed 15% of the total number of members of the Legislative Assembly of that state, respectively? Option A. 91st. Option B. 93rd. Option C. 95th. Option D. 97th. The correct answer is Option A. 91st. The above provision has been added by the 91st Constitutional Amendment Act, 2003. Question number 28. Which schedule of the Constitution of India contains special provisions for the administration and control of scheduled areas in several states? Option A. 3rd. Option B. 5th. Option C. 7th. Option D. 9th. The correct answer is Option B. 5th. The 5th schedule relates to the control and administration of scheduled areas in states other than Tripura, Assam, Meghalaya, and Mizoram, while the 6th schedule deals with the administration and control of tribal areas in the state of Assam, Meghalaya, Mizoram, and Tripura. Question number 29. Under which one of the following Constitution Amendment Acts 4 languages were added to the list of languages under the 8th schedule of the Constitution of India, thereby raising their number to 22? Option A. Constitution, 90th Amendment, Act. Option B. Constitution, 90, First Amendment, Act. Option C. Constitution, 92nd Amendment, Act. Option D. Constitution, 90, Third Amendment, Act. The correct answer is Option C. Constitution, 92nd Amendment, Act. 92nd Amendment Act 2003 added Bodo, Santhali, Maithili, and Dogri languages in the 8th schedule of the Constitution. Originally there were 14 languages in the 8th schedule. The 21st Amendment Act added the Sindhi language. The 71st Amendment Act added Konkani, Manipuri, and Nepali languages. Question number 30. Which one of the following constitutional amendments states that the total number of ministers, including the Prime Minister, in the Council of Ministers shall not exceed 15% of the total number of members of the House of the People? Option A. 90th. Option B. 91st. Option C. 92nd. Option D. 93rd. The correct answer is Option B. 91st. The above provision has been added by the 91st Constitutional Amendment Act 2003. Thank you for watching the video. If you'd like practice this quiz, then download the Wonderslate app now. Link in the description below. If you have any suggestion for us, feel free to leave comments. If you liked the video and want to see more of it, hit the thumbs up and don't forget to click on subscribe button to get more updates of the future videos.